Gold hitting a 6-week high ahead of some big economic events. So what will be the metal's biggest driver? Joining us now is Kitco's Global Trading Director, Peter Hug. Peter, welcome back.
It's a pleasure to be here, Danielle.
So the metal hit a 6-week high this morning, continuing its rise after Friday's weak jobs print. But the metal's up against some big economic data. We have the ECB meeting Thursday, the looming rate hike. Lots of stuff happening here, Pete. What will be the biggest driver?
Well, it's a number of catalysts that are coming together this week. You have the British election on Thursday, and after the horrendous terrorist attack on over the weekend, there is some skepticism now as to whether May will win the election, and that possibly then brings in question marks about Brexit. I still think she'll win the election, but again, there's just question marks, so that makes the market a little uneasy. You have Mario Draghi and the ECB having a meeting on Thursday. Again, people will be looking for signs that they may be looking to tighten their monetary policy. Again, I think it's premature. I think Draghi will probably wait and leave ECB rates unchanged on Thursday. But we'll be looking for the language as to where he sees policy going over the next few months. And, then we have obviously the Fed meeting coming up in a couple of weeks. So that, there's a lot on the table that makes the market nervous. Equity markets right now are basically flat, but, they look a little top heavy here. So there's a lot of angst in the market right now, given, when you take everything in totality. And that's why I think you see the fund managers, still buying the gold market, and we're up through 1278, which was a relatively significant resistance level, and we've cleared that. If we stay above that on a closed basis, I think it's possible the next target would be 1292, and if we manage to get through there, I think 1300 certainly comes in as a tradable print.
Let's focus in on the June rate hike a second. The market's currently pricing in about a 95% chance that the Fed will hike next week, Pete. So has this already been calculated into gold's equation here?
Yeah, I think they expect a rate hike, but I am just not I'm not 95% convinced the Fed is going to move. I mean, you've got Comex testifying as well on Thursday. What the Fed is going to look at is between now and when they make their decision is really how resilient the equity market is, and if there's any weakness in the equity market, any sort of selling into these events that are going to occur Thursday and ahead of the Fed meeting, the Fed may just not raise, and if they do raise, I think they're going to be very careful on their forward language. So you've got a quarter point already priced into the market. So assume they don't go, I think gold's got much more room on the upside. Assume they go, but their language is mild and saying, okay, look, we've done the quarter point. We may want to wait now and see whether or not the Trump administration is capable of getting their act together and getting some of the other significant policy events in place, i.e. tax return, the healthcare reform. Basically the Trump administration has been hamstrung because of the the FBI investigation. And if some of these stimulus initiatives that Trump indicated would be initiated very early on in his tenure do not develop, the Fed may just sort of sit back through the summer, and the next rate hike may not come until September, or maybe not even until December. Right. So there's just a lot up in the air right now, which makes this market very nervous.
Pete, let's wrap by looking at silver quickly here. Up at a 5-week high now as we're talking. What levels are you watching for silver?
Well, I'm still looking for my target. We suggested about 10 days ago that silver probably had a target at about 1775. We're close. Gold up another $3, $4, I think, takes silver to that target level. I think then it would take gold to break up through $1,300 to create more momentum behind silver. Our call's been relatively accurate. We were very, very bullish, both gold and silver, in the low 1200s for gold and silver in the low 16s. But around 1770, 75, silver is going to run into some resistance. If we can get through that level, I think 1850 is the next target point.
All right, Peter Hug, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.